In today's episode, we're going to be having a look at the Smallrig Tribex SE Tripod. And you know what? I'm not really that wild about it. But, interestingly, Meg does quite like it. And because she's the one who keeps actually using it, I think to make a better review, we'll hear from both of us. And when I say that I'm not wild about it, what I mean is I feel a bit mixed about it. Some parts of it are genuinely good, some parts of it, for me, just aren't. Meg, meanwhile, seems to care about a completely different set of things, which is why this has ended up being less of a conventional review and a bit more of a split decision. So the format will be quite simple. I'm going to start by briefly talking through what I like about it, and then the things that for me really don't work, and then we'll hand over to Meg, because she's the one who actually has been using the tripod properly, week in, week out, and she can explain why, in a house full of other tripods, that this is the one she keeps reaching for. And then I'm going to jump back in at the end to try and make sense of where that actually leaves the Tribex SE, because I don't really think of this as a case of one of us being right and the other one being wrong. That's quite a dangerous way of thinking about these things, I've found. But I just think that this tripod simply suits one of us better than the other. So to start with, what I like about it. First, the head is quite good. It's compact, it's got a decent enough payload, it's quite nice to use, it's not trying to be something overly complicated or fussy. I've used much nicer heads than this, certainly, but I've also used a lot that are actually quite a lot worse. And so, for the kind of camera that I think is likely to be used on this tripod, I think the head itself is perfectly respectable. And that kind of matters, because if the head were poor, the whole product would be a much easier thing to dismiss. But it isn't poor, and I think that actually is probably the bit of the system that I like the most. And following on from that, the thing I like very much is the plate receiver. It's a side-loading Manfrotto 501 style setup, which many of you will know that I'm quite a big fan of. I think that 501 is still a better platform for video production than Arca in quite a few situations. I find it much more planted, more secure, and more appropriate to cameras that need a bit of fore and aft balancing, especially once you're into cages, accessories, V-lock power, heavy lenses, all that sort of thing. So there are good ideas here that are well executed. The big problem for me, though, is that those good ideas sit on top of legs that I don't really trust. So this is where my experience parts company from Meg's quite sharply. The tripod isn't especially light, and that would be absolutely fine if, in return, it felt extremely sturdy while deployed. That's usually the bargain with tripods. If something has a bit of heft to it, you tend to expect that heft to pay you back in stability, and stability is pretty essential for video. For me, this one just lacks that. I'm 6'2", which I suspect is relevant here because I often end up using a tripod with the legs fully extended, or very close to fully extended. And that's not some strange edge case use for me, that's just normal. And at that height, fully extended, I find that there's much more movement and flex in these legs than I'm comfortable with. Not a tiny bit, not in a way that just disappears once you've convinced yourself to stop noticing it, enough that you remain constantly aware of it. And really, once deployed, I kind of don't want to think about a tripod at all, if I'm being honest. So that to me is an insurmountable issue. Support gear should just disappear. It should become part of the background of your working process. Once the camera is on it, the tripod should have earned your trust enough just to get out of the way. This one, for me, just doesn't do that. The other thing I don't love is the leveling process. This is sold as a video tripod, though you're relying on adjusting the legs to get level, because there's no additional leveling action on the head itself. For some kinds of shooting, that may not matter too much, but for me, it really does, because I care quite a lot about horizons, verticals, clean lines, all the boring little details that make images feel well sorted and considered. And because this tripod uses that clutch mechanism, there can be a slight lag between you thinking you've got it where you want it and the thing fully settling. You get one leg just easing a fraction and then suddenly your frame isn't quite right anymore. So you correct it, check again, adjust again, and it all just becomes much too fiddly and frustrating to me. Which is somewhere between ironic and really annoying, really, because the whole point of this clutch mechanism is supposed to be speed of use. So those are my broad issues with it. The very thing that makes the Tribex SE quite an interesting proposition, the quick deployment, the one squeeze idea, the immediacy of it, is also the main thing that makes it less satisfying for me as a precise video support system. So if I'm just trying to sum up my side of this in a sentence, it would be good head, very good plate system, clever concept, though for how I work, the legs really let it down. Now that would be the entirety of the review of this tripod if it had only passed through my hands, except it hasn't. Because while I've been quite dismissive of it, Meg has been using it all the time. Right then, over to you, Meg, because you're the person who's actually been using the thing properly. Why do you keep choosing it?
Because it's easy.
That's a very concise review.
Well, that's the reason. I don't like the twist locks. I don't like having to keep bending down and fiddling with each section of the legs. And I know that's how most tripods work, but I don't like it, even if most people are okay with it. It's annoying and it slows me down and it hurts my knees. And with this, it's just one squeeze of the trigger. Hold the top where I want it and the legs plop down.
Plop it down. I think that was your original phrase.
Yeah, plop it down.
Which, to be fair, is quite an appealing user benefit.
Exactly. It feels immediate. I'm not negotiating with it. I'm not crouching down doing all the separate little locks. I can get it where I want it quickly and get on with shooting.
And this is worth stressing because I think that otherwise people might assume I've bullied you into saying something nice about it just because we were sent it. You do have access to quite a few tripods.
Yeah, I do.
There's a Satchler Flowtech 75 with the active 6 head, which is absolutely lovely to use and fast. There's a big, heavy old man frotted video tripod that the FX6 is currently on. And we've got a couple of KNF concept tripods, one aluminium, one lightweight and carbon fiber. And the carbon one is actually really good, and I use it all the time. And people always ask me about it. But now we also have this. And of all those tripods, it's this one that I see you reaching for all the time.
Yeah, unless I need something specific, this is the one I'll go for.
Specific such as?
If I need to do overhead shots for my work, I'll probably grab the red KNF one because it lets me do that offset thing. But for normal shooting, especially when I'm using the Nikon, I will reach for this one.
What is it beyond the legs that you like about it?
I like that the handle folds down and that it can get out of the way. Sometimes I work in quite small spaces and I need it to be a bit...
Yeah.
And that it feels simple. I'm not having to think about it as much. I can just use it.
And have you noticed the flex in the legs that I find really quite troubling?
No, not really. Or not in a way that bothers me. I'm sure it's there if you're looking for it though, but it doesn't affect how I use it.
And that, I think, is the key difference, because I'm definitely looking for it. And it might just be because it's the legs at their full extension. Do you manage the weight of it okay?
Yeah, fine. I've not really thought about the weight. The top part's a bit heavy, but overall it's completely manageable and doesn't put me off using it.
And what if me, or even worse, Smallrig, took it away?
I'd make you buy me one.
I think that's really the most useful thing anyone could say about this tripod. Because for Meg, the convenience massively outweighs any of the compromises that really bother me. She doesn't hate it, in spite of its, what I find to be quite serious flaws. And she actually likes it because it solves the problems she has, which is getting a camera onto sticks quickly, easily, without a lot of kneeling, twisting, fiddling, general tripod admin. And that's a completely valid thing to value. So where does all that leave the Smallrig Tribex SE? I think it leaves it in quite an interesting place, because I still wouldn't choose it. I really don't love the amount of flex when fully extended. I don't love leveling it through the legs on a product that is pitched as a video tripod. I don't think the weight quite pays you back with the degree of solidity that I personally want. If you're tall, fussy about support gear, sensitive to leveling, or used to more planted tripod systems, I suspect you may well arrive somewhere near my position. Though Meg's experience is plainly real as well. I think that matters probably just as much. She values more speed than I do. She dislikes twist locks more than I do. I actually quite like them. She cares less about some of the things that bother me, because they don't get in the way of her actual shooting. And in return, she gets a tripod that feels immediate, straightforward, comfortable to use, and very easy to live with. And that's not something to be overlooked. A lot of reviews drift towards this strange idea that there must be one correct answer. This tripod is good, this tripod is bad, buy this, avoid that. Real life is usually a bit less tidy than that. And sometimes a bit of kit suits one person better than another, and that, I think, is exactly what has happened here. So my conclusion is not that the Tribex SE is rubbish. It isn't, and nor is my conclusion that I've been won over, because I completely haven't. What I conclude is that this is a tripod with a very clear appeal to a certain type of user. If you want something fast, simple, lighter duty, easy to deploy, less annoying than traditional twist lock legs, I can absolutely see where you'd get on with it, like Meg does. If you want a tripod that feels deeply planted, very confidence-inspiring at full height, quick to level precisely, perhaps a bit more traditional in the way it behaves, I think you will probably find yourself wanting more. And between those two positions is more than likely the truth of the thing.
I still like it.
I know you do.
I'm going to keep using it.
And that really is the review.
I'm Jack.
I'm Meg, and whatever this is, I'm calling Western Approaches. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I gave it a little kissy.
Good.